Hey, it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I'm Denise. It is Monday, and you are here for weigh-in and weekly WW topic for the week. All right, let's see. What do you have to say, Dave, for yourself? Well, just give a quick update. This may be your first video you're ever watching of me. Currently, I am not tracking Weight Watcher points. I do give them on my what I eat in a days because I've been on Weight Watchers for over, 10 years? Off and on. Currently, I've been on for 6. I just figured that out. 6 years. So I've been on the last, 8 plans, I feel like. So I give you the points. I am a Weight Watchers lifetime member, so I get my app. I am currently over a goal, so I do have to pay $14.95 a month for that. Trying to get back to free. Currently, it's not working with Weight Watchers. Before you hit that thumbs down, I'm not saying it's Weight Watchers' fault. I'm saying sometimes the plan doesn't click with you. And you know what? It's a combination of that plan and your attitude. My attitude, I should say. So I'm not blaming Weight Watchers. Oh, the plan sucks. The plan doesn't work. It's not working for me. You know, it works till it doesn't. And then sometimes it just doesn't. Could it be the algorithm? It could be a multitude of things. I'm not feeling it. So if I'm not feeling it here, it's just not going to connect. I'm not going to connect with it. If you're having success, wonderful. When I sit there and say that, I don't want you to go, oh my God, Denise is not doing Weight Watchers. I'm not going to be doing Weight Watchers. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not telling anybody to leave. I'm just saying I'm currently not tracking in there. I'm tracking in a brand new app that actually was sent to me for review, which is interesting. They must have known I've been a little bit struggling. And at first I'm like, you know, it's macros and calories. That's what it is. And you know me, when I sit there and tell you I don't like tracking macros and calories because you have to track everything. You do. It's a little bit daunting. It's a little bit more thought-provoking. It's a little bit more thought in there. It's not just, this is 0 points, I'm going to eat it. No, I have to see what this is. I have to measure it. I have to weigh it. I have to know what I'm eating. Everything. Even stinking celery I've been tracking, which I have not had celery, but I would track it. Cucumbers, yes. So yeah, it's been, but you know what? It's out of my comfort zone. And I told you I wanted to do something out of my comfort zone. So it was this. So I will do I'm going to do a tutorial video and explain this app on, I believe I'm going to try to do it for Wednesday. And just in case you're looking for something as a secondary tracking device, it's free. I like that about it. It is still in the early stages of development. So there's a lot of things in there I can't do. And I'll explain all that on Wednesday's video. But I've been doing this for the past 2 weeks. And I've been faithful, well, other than this weekend, because this weekend was just, you know, it was a holiday weekend. I, went to a St. Patty's party. I made corned beef and cabbage. So I tracked as best I could. I wasn't very diligent about it, but I made mindful choices. And you will see that in my What I Eat a Day. You will hear me talk about the party and what I did. So we'll talk. That'll be tomorrow's video. So, but up till Friday, I was tracking diligently. And I will be back on tracking today. It's interesting. It's just interesting. I will say that. And I'll explain a lot of that in the video on Wednesday. The difference that I'm feeling and things I'm noticing. With all that being said, how did you do on the scale? Because that's what's important. Last week, I had a 1.8 loss, and which I was surprised at. This week, I had a 0.8 loss. So I was really, really happy with that. I was actually over the moon with the 0.8. I've had 3 weeks in a row of gains prior to these 2 weigh-ins, so I'm happy. Am I going to lose every week? No. On any plane, you don't lose every week, really, realistically. So I was happy to see another loss. So I was really happy with that 1.8 and then 0.8. So 2 weeks in a row of a loss, I'm thrilled with. I'm going to keep tracking on this app. My goal is, and if I could do it, again, I'm not sitting there and tell you I can. It's just, you have to have a plan. And my plan is to get back to my WW goal, which is 10 pounds. That's it. Must be a little bit more than 10 because I get, what I realize, I'm getting wet naked. That's not good because you don't get wet naked at your meeting. So now I'm going to lose clothes weight too. So I'm going to put them on suckers on the scale. But my goal is to get back to my WW goal weight and to be free lifetime again. That is my goal. That is my plan. So Gotta have a plan. Gotta have a set. So that's my goal. And Timmy lost 2.8 this week. Wow. I was, he's been stressing. It was a big week for midterms for him. It was a big thing. They call them comps there. And he was really, really stressing over that. So he actually got away a day early because Thursday was comps. And he goes, I knew I was going to celebrate afterwards because it was just that bad of a week. So he got away on Thursday. It was 2.8. So I was happy with that. He was happy with that. And he's really doing well. I'm hoping he stays that way. But, he's a boy. What can I say about that? So that's our way. Let's get to the WW topic at hand. A surprising way to make healthy choices easier. Oh, there's a way to make them easier. I'm hopeful that it's something good. Having trouble staying active. Sometimes. Snacking more than you'd like to? Not really. I mean, I think I snack pretty normally. Scrolling when you should be sleeping? No, I'm always sleeping. Always. All totally normal. We humans love the path of least resistance. That's where the science backed up idea of friction comes in. Let us explain. Try this. Think about things you want to stop doing. Snacking on sweets after dinner. Scrolling on social media before bed. Instead of taking a walk. Sleeping instead of taking a walk. Yeah, well, I don't sleep during the day, but yeah, I can understand why people would do that. Those are 3 things you want to change. How does your space make it easier to keep doing those things? Cookies that are kept in front and center in the pantry. Yeah, make it hard for you not to eat them. My phone is always next to me in my bedroom. I don't bring my phone upstairs. That's a huge one for me. I don't. I leave it downstairs. But I still have a house phone. So, see, a lot of people who don't have house phones keep their phones next to them. I can snooze my alarm and quickly fall back to sleep. Yeah, I don't snooze my alarm. I've stopped snoozing my alarm since I was probably in my early 20s. I realized that wasn't helpful. I was doing that for like an hour. So all that broken sleep, I could have set my alarm a half hour later and got a nice half hour of deep sleep. Would have made myself feel better. Try to tell the boys that, but they haven't picked up on that yet. 3, brainstorm ways to make one of these behaviors harder to do, and then make a plan. I'll move the cookies to the back of the rarely used cabinet, and I'll keep fruit bowl in the counter for snacking. Yeah, always hide the stinking cookies. Hide the cookies and please, please, please do not keep a candy bowl out. You know what? I don't understand why you have to keep a candy bowl out. Do you get that much company you need to have a candy bowl out? And do you really want your company sticking their hands in your candy bowl? Those are the things I think of. So yeah, ditch the candy bowl on the counter. Put the cookies away or give them to somebody else to hide. You don't need to see them front and center. On my little buffet thing, I have my basket of my snacks. Their snacks are away. They know where they're at, and when they want them, they can get them. But yeah, I can't see them because if I see their snacks, and oh, heck yeah, I'm going to want those because they're good. Not that mine are bad, but you want what you can't have all the time. Let's dive a little deeper. Fact, the easier it is to do something, the more likely you are to do it. So if you tend to default to whatever less healthy behaviors or things that are right in front of you or take the least effort, late night snacking, scrolling, snoozing, it's understandable. It is also hackable. By making the behaviors you want to stop more difficult, behavioral scientists call it adding friction. Healthier options become more easily appealing and it's more likely that you'll actually do them. That may look like taking a different route home so you don't pass the fast food spot if you've got leftovers at home. Portioning out sweets from a bigger bag so you'll stick to one serving, or changing your phone where it's uncomfortable to scroll, like on your dresser instead of your bedside table. So yes, if you have to have your phone, stick it across the room. But for me, it's buying them pre-portioned. I could pre-portion them out, but as I'm doing that, you know they're going to get into my mouth. It's just like habit. Or you have somebody else pre-portion them out. That would help. But yeah, definitely pre-portion. I will say I am really good about not going into a second bag, which is definitely growth. So you have to look at the positives. Like the fact that I will not open, and there are people out there that will open 2 bags. You haven't gotten there yet, but you will. I feel like the more you have that bag, the more you're less likely to go into that second bag at one time because you know you're going to have it. When you put food on this pedestal of, oh, I only have that on special occasions. Like, there are certain things I have on special occasions, but it certainly isn't chips or cookies or like sort of little snack cakes you can make. That's not a special. That is a food that I could have during the week, and you should. And I've helped you in that department by making them easier to make for one portion. Yes, if I have a whole tray of something, I'm likely going to go back into there. But if I make something that's just one portion, I'm not going to feel like making it again. Now, do not make two at once to save time. No, that's why they're all based on 1 egg, 1 banana. I mean, if it was like half a banana and you can get 2 portions out of an egg, then you'd be making 2. I thought of that. But no, I'm like, no, we want it one and done. Because once it's done, it's done. I don't need to see the second portion sitting there staring at me, because I'll say, well, it's only 4 points. I have weeklies. We've done that way too long. I have weeklies. I have weeklies. I have activity points. Because then we go over them because we keep saying that every stinking day. And unless you track that and subtract it, or just by sitting there, oh, I'll do that in my head. I don't use my weeklies, but in my head. Been there, done that. The addition is very wrong in your head because it never takes it out of the total in your head. Oh, I have 28 weeklies. Well, you've been into them 4 times. How do you still have 28 weeklies? Oh, I guess I don't. So honestly, for me, it's just making one thing and being done with it. It doesn't mean you can't ever hit the drive-through, snack on sweets, scroll in bed, or anything else. Just think of the strategies as ways to interrupt the automatic and natural desire to do what's easy in the moment and nudge yourself towards what is willing to reach your goals in the long run. Right. We're saying make a normal behavior out of it instead of an obsessive behavior about it. Yeah, go in the drive-through. I don't like to use the drive-through. I have a big thing about the drive-through. There are good things on a lot of drive-through menus that you can get. Many times I go through the drive-through and get a kid's meal. It's definitely lower. We don't want to find negativity in some things. We have to find workability. How can I work through this restaurant? It's almost, for me, it's a challenge. Like, okay, I'm going to go here. It's really, going to be high. I'm challenged to how I can make it low, fit into my lifestyle. And that's fun to challenge yourself to do that. Don't avoid it, because avoiding doesn't deal with it. Avoidance doesn't deal with it. So it's always going to sit there and be a problem. I'm a person that likes to attack it. Like for me, it was, how could I attack recipes? How could I get cake in there? Instead of avoiding cake, avoiding ice cream, avoiding sweets. Like, can't have that. This is a lifestyle and you can have it. How? That is where I've come to play. When I sit there and somebody said, do you dream of these things? I kind of do. It's almost like my subconscious is thinking about food. How could I get this? How could I get... I made all of my favorites lower. I made a pecan pie in a mug. It's nothing like the regular. Like the other day I had a shamrock shake. I didn't come up with that, by the way. But when I tasted it, it was so good. And compared to the shamrock shake that you're paying, I don't remember the calories, but the points are over 30. They're like 30, 31. This was 7, and you got a cookie on top. You ain't getting no cookie on McDonald's Shamrock Shake. And was it good? It was. You're hitting that note. And that is a lot of the things for me for food. It's not the fact that I want a Shamrock Shake. I want the note of a Shamrock Shake. I want a creamy, light mint shake. And this one from Clean Simple Eats, it hit that spot. And I went, wow. For the difference in the points, it's ridiculously low. And it's like, and it tastes just as good. I think a little bit better. It's not quite as minty. So I really, really enjoyed that. And I felt very satisfied. I felt, when you have satisfaction, when you eat something and you're so satisfied, you feel good about your plan. You feel good about what you're doing. You don't feel like you're on a diet. How many of us eat something and you're just so depressed afterwards? You're so sad. You're not satisfied and you're upset because you feel like, I need to get this Weight Watchers stuff. I'm just sick. You get sick of it, and that's why people go off the rails. That is why you binge. That is why you go off plan, because You're not fitting your food into your plan. You're not. You're just eating what you think you should eat versus really what you want to eat. And that is where success comes in. That is where longevity comes in. That's why I've been here for 5 years, 6 years, because I eat what I like and I find a way to figure it out. And that's part of the journey. That is, like, how do I? And sometimes it's a little bit of a, I quote unquote, I hate when they call it hacks, because it's a recipe, it's a food, but it's a way to hit that note. And I'm not having those episodes of, I have gains, sure I do, but that's normal in anything. But I don't have these weeks where I'm just so off plan I don't even recognize it. What is it people say? I'm off the wagon and I don't know where it is. I haven't had episodes like that in years because, I have that occasional indulgent meal. I have that occasional indulgent dessert. But I'm also having desserts and meals that are just as satisfying during my journey. Making whoopie pies. I mean, it's just something that you just take a few tweaked ingredients and it's so good and it's satisfying. And when you're sitting there eating something, you're not craving it anymore. You're not staring at JD Sue over there eating this big ass whoopie pie because you have your delicious whoopie pie. That's really good. And I'm telling you, anything that I've ever made that you've seen, it's good. If it's not good, I don't put it up. Truth bomb. It has to be, give me that, and that's when it goes live on the channel. When it's sat like that hummus that I made on Friday on the Irish vlog was absolutely delicious. I had somebody ask me, is this weight loss? Like, they couldn't believe how good that was. I'm like, it's light, yes. And it was like, wow, you wouldn't have known that. And never tell people that your food is Weight Watchers, unless they ask you, because they knew who I was, and they were kind of like, they're like, well, no, it's light, and I'm like, wow. And it's hard if there's even chickpeas in there because it's so creamy and delicious, and that's what you want, creamy and delicious food. Now, I've made a light hummus. Can I go in there with a spoon and eat the whole thing? No, but you can feel really good about the portion that you have. It's definitely better than buying it out. And that's the whole idea. I know a lot of people don't want to sit there and they don't want to cook and they don't want to create. And I get that. It's not easy. It takes time and dedication and effort. But when you taste the results, you'll be like, wow, I'm so. And that's why I try to keep my recipes easy. I try to keep them quick because I know nobody wants to spend 8 hours in the kitchen. I know that. We've been there, done that. We want something quick, one and done and easy. And that's probably, if they ever make a cookbook, that's what's going to be focused on, because that's what people want. Quick, easy, and delicious. And 99.9% of my recipes are quick, easy, and delicious. So check out dishwithdee.com for checking the search engine. I also have my original blog when I started 6 years ago. It's dishwithdee.org. That's the original one that has a lot of my older stuff on there. A lot of the salad dressings are on there. I make a ranch. I get asked all the time. There's some like skinny girl dressings I can't get down. I'm sorry, I can't get it down. And I can't sit there and say, well, it's okay. No, I want my things to be delicious. And I can't get through some of those light dressings. Oh, I just can't. And I'm not sitting there going, well, it's okay. No, it has to be delicious. And my homemade ranch is absolutely divine. It is so good. And you can, again, tweak for things. You want a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Again, it's a base recipe. Put it the way you like it. But it's definitely, you have to make food that you like. And we have to make healthy choices easier. And that's the way you stick to them. Don't think of exercise as a drudgery. Think of it as getting outside and enjoying the spring day. Take your dog for a walk. I bet he'd appreciate it. Bailey loves it. Bailey gets 3 walks a day. He loves going out, and it gets me out into the beautiful. I know spring is coming, so the weather will be much nicer and much easier to get out. And then you get to summer, and then it gets obnoxious. It is. But I will say, in summer, back when I was doing my walks, and I do need to get back to those, I was going out early. I was. And that makes a big difference. Or do a Leslie Sansone, walk it in your house and walk to her. It's just 15-minute videos. Do one 15-minute video. Do it for yourself, because You're the one's going to benefit from it. So that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know with a big old thumbs up. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Join our community here on Dish with Dee. We are waste watching warriors. We are getting to our destination, whatever means you can. I've said this all the time. People ask me all the time, do you have to be Weight Watchers to follow you? No, you're on a healthy lifestyle. And whatever way you choose to get there is your way to get there. You know, I don't judge anybody. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you because everybody's different. And what works for one doesn't work for all. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know, you just have to know that. And there's no shame in that. There's no shame in trying something else. There isn't. And, you know, especially if you've been on something for a long time. And it's hard. It's hard to change to something else because you're so geared to the way that you're thinking on this plan. And when you go to a different place, it's a totally different way of thinking. And somebody mentioned that all the recipes are saved on your other app. That is true. You do have to, yeah. But you know what? If you want to see success, you know, you have to go outside your comfort zone. So take it from one who's very outside her comfort zone. But you know what? In the end, we just have to keep trying. Keep on chugging. So I will dish with you another day. Tomorrow will be what I eat in a day. And I do have points, calories, and macros, I think, with mostly everything that I showed. I tried to anyway. I don't remember. I think I did. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. That'll be up tomorrow. And I will dish with you another day. Have a great day, my lovelies. Great start of the week. We are March 18th. We're almost to spring.